Hey Dyveonne, what's going on?
Nothing. What's up?
Hey, did you have a couple of minutes to talk?
Yeah. Let me step outside.
Okay.
All right. What's up?
Hey, well, I went to church last night and something the man of God said really touched my heart and God began to deal with me. So I decided to go ahead and return back to my first love and I rededicated my life back to Christ.
Okay, that's good. Good.
And with that being said, the Lord was really dealing with me and I kind of feel like we should go ahead and end things. We're kind of on two different spiritual levels and this is where God is leading me.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I gotta go, so you take care of yourself, okay?
You too. Bye.
Bye. Like the stars in the sky, like the sand on the beach, it goes beyond measure. There is no place.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm Jeremy,
And I'm Dyveonne.
and you are watching episode 3 of Couples Couch titled
The Ultimatum.
Why is it called The Ultimatum? Let me go ahead and explain it. But before I do, let me just do a quick recap on episode 2, where we got into more of how we courted our courtship. We were off and on a few times, but ultimately we became official, and I was in a backslidden state. I wasn't serving the Lord like I should have been when I first gave my heart to the Lord. So I went to church and God saved me and filled me with His Holy Ghost again. And I decided to go ahead and break it off with her again because we were in two different spiritual levels. So we want to kind of give y'all a visual of how they went. So we hope y'all that kind of made sense to you. So that's why this is entitled The Ultimatum. Essentially, God saved me. I broke it off with her, and I was pretty much like, hey, if you're not willing to, come up a level higher with me, and I need to know that you're going to be committed to this, I'm going to have to let you go, because when it comes to Jesus, to my Savior, to serving God, I'll forsake any and everything for Christ. So it's kind of pretty much how it went.
I did not expect him to give me that call or place that call to me. And as you can see in the video, I was excited to hear what God had done for him and about that journey, how that journey was going to be for him and everything. However, him breaking things off was unexpected. But I understand his reasons behind it and everything. And it wasn't so bad because I know how Jeremy was when it came down to his walk with God and everything. So after Jeremy placed this call to me, there was a duration of about 2 to 3 weeks before we talked again.
And let me butt in real quick. She had my heart. It's tough to say that. Man, it's hard for men. No, but she had my heart, so it was, even though I took a stand, for Christ, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy decision. Those 2 weeks felt like eternity. I'll pick up my phone a few times. Let me see if she texts me. Okay, no, she didn't text me. Phone ring. Who was that? Oh, no, that's just my mama. It's not Dyveonne. So I had to stay strong. I had to stay strong because I wasn't gonna give in. I had made my decision, so I had to stay strong throughout the whole time. So
Yeah, it was not easy for me as well, but I did expect him to budge. But he was a G, true G in that time frame. And honestly, knowing what it is that he told me he experienced and everything, I wanted the same thing for myself. I want you all to know that during that time I was at the church that I grew up at, which is also a Pentecostal church. But there had been a lot of transitions that took place where our first lady had passed away, and so uh, our pastor had remarried. He had also experienced a stroke, and there was a lot of changes there. Our beliefs were still the same. However, there were ones that took their position seriously. And so there would be weeks I would go where we didn't get a word like preached to us. And it is the word that helps us to stay strong, helps us to know the expectations of God and things like that. We are accountable to read the word for ourselves, but it helps to have that message come forth each week and greater understanding of the word and things of that nature. And so that was a hard time for me and everything. And when I was at that church, I was in so many roles there. Sunday school teacher, I was over the youth, and I helped take up the offering, secretary. I mean, I have wore so many hats during that time that I felt like, I mean, I couldn't leave this place. I needed to be there. And so when Jeremy told me that about this, the service and how the Lord had came in and filled him, I was desiring the same thing. And so I had an opportunity to come to the church we attend now. And the word went forth, and I actually went down to the altar call as well. And the Lord saved me, filled me with the Holy Ghost, and I thank God for it. During the time of the the ministers and everything being there, like praying me through, one of the people said to me, like, what is it, what's making this walk be so hard for you? And so I expressed, I'm at a church where sometimes I don't get the word, and I'm so focused on all the different roles and the many hats that I wore that I was missing out on the true part of us having salvation. I needed the word. I needed to be able to walk this walk and everything. And so she told me, is it worth you, losing your soul? And I was like, well, look, I mean, this is the church I grew up at. My great grandmother played the organ there. My grandmother has, laid this foundation there. This is where all of my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, everybody attend. So this is where I should be. But I want you all to keep in mind that we have to make sure that we are at a place where we're able to be fed and are able to grow spiritually and everything. So somebody else can come and fill those roles and do all of that, but if it's going to be my soul lost, it wasn't worth it. And so I was grateful for that word that came forth from the sister there at the church, and I took that with me, and I did have an opportunity to holler at your boy over here.
Yeah, she couldn't stay away. She already knew. She like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get my life together because I need this brother in my life.
I needed the Lord in my life.
You needed the Lord, but you also wanted this brother in your life.
Okay, I did want the brother in my life or whatever.
You know, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, right?
It absolutely did. So I had to take attendance and give him a call.
I was serious about the Lord, but my ultimatum, my plan worked.
Yeah, lucky boy. So I reached out to him. I can't recall exactly how the full conversation went and everything, but we ended up becoming official again at some point. And so with this new walk with Christ and our commitment to one another, it caused our relationship to be the best it had ever been. Honestly, we had the opportunity to just kind of reestablish, like some boundaries and things like that, which was helpful for us.
yeah, and so things were going good at it. Some point I said, you know what, let me go ahead and put a ring on it. You know what I'm saying? She trying to act right now, so I'll go ahead and give her a chance with your boy.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I decided, I'm gonna go ahead and propose to her. I'm gonna go ahead and propose so I can make her my wife. And I can remember going to Zales online, looking up a ring I thought she would like that was affordable for my budget. I wasn't making a whole lot of money, but I found something out there that I could get her, and I decided to propose to her. And how did that go?
So I noticed that our relationship was growing and our love for one another was as well. But when he did propose, it caught me off guard. I did not expect that on that particular night by any means.
So let me say about that, like it had went through my mind, like all these different scenarios. How can I propose to her? Do I want to go out to eat and have them put the ring in a dessert, bring it to the table? Something I see on a movie or something. But I thought about that, but then I'm like, okay, if they bring the food out and she bites into it and she chips her tooth or so she swallows it, I'm thinking about all the worst case scenarios, how that could go wrong. So I decided that I would just propose in my own way. And we had spent some time together that night. I was walking her out to her car. And what did I do?
He walked me to the car. I was extremely tired. I had been at work and everything, so I looked forward to getting in my bed, turn some sleep up. And so I can recall getting in the car. And you know how us women do. We get in the car and we immediately put our purse in the passenger side. And when I do that and turn back around, I'm like, oh, where did he go? Jeremy, are you there? Oh, whoa, what are you doing down there? Get up, boy, that ground is dirty. You're gonna mess your pants up. And then he has the ring. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really happening. And so I remember him, my hand being out, and I want to say he put the ring on the finger and everything. And then it's like he realized too, like, she hasn't even answered me yet. It's like, what is your answer? So I was like, boy, you know what it is? Yes. But my mind is still in a state of shock and everything.
I ain't know that. Like, to be honest, I was 50-50. Like, she might tell me no. And if she tell me no, oh!
So at this point, I'm done with this good boy. It's been too much. So I I don't even remember all the details, guys. Remember, this is 15 years for us, and everything. So,
Hey everybody, real quick, we're on a mission to try and grow our channel to 1,000 subscribers, but we need your help to do so.
if you are enjoying this video, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. We ask that you also give this video a big thumbs up. We appreciate your continued support. God bless.
God bless you.
I ended up going home that night. And when I got home, I remember telling my mom about it and showing her the ring. She tried it on, and I was still so tired that I went on to bed.
So what did your family kind of think about it when you told them what did you think about the ring?
Okay. So the ring was really nice. Like, that's one of the things I know most women like look forward to, and like the style of it and all of it. I thought it was really nice. He did a really good job. I do recall talking with my mom, and she was like, you know, which finger you're actually supposed to wear the ring on. And she was like, and once you're actually married, you'll get the band. So I was like, oh, I get another part of the ring. I didn't even know this. I was super excited. When I told my mom, she was excited for me. My family, they had the opportunity to meet Jeremy and everything, and they knew that he had a good head on his shoulders, that our beliefs were the same, and he seemed to vibe really well with the family, so they were happy for me.
And so with that, we started to kind of like plan how we wanted to do the wedding. Me, I'm a man. I don't really care about all that. Let's just get married. If you know, want this wedding, we can make it happen. But I was just ready to go ahead and get married. And I know families start to give their input on what they thought and everything. And she was getting a little bit overwhelmed with all that.
Yeah, so I was excited about the possibility of a wedding and everything. Yes, it crossed my mind, what we were making at the time and our age. Again, we were 21 years old and still in college and everything. So I was concerned about the budget. However, I have a very supportive family. And again, with the church that I attended at the time and all that I did there, and it being like a family church, I knew that location would not be an issue and that I probably wouldn't even have been charged for the wedding being there at the church. There was a area that the reception could have been at there at the church as well. So those things were big, but paying for a dress and the cake and the catering and the photos and all of that, it probably would have added up. But again, with the support I had from my family, I'm sure they would have helped to get that taken care of. But when it came down to decisions concerning the wedding and, who would be in it and colors, let's talk about the colors really quick if you don't mind. So, my favorite color is lime green. It pops, it's vibrant, it makes me feel happy. Jeremy, your favorite color is what?
My favorite color is brown, but that didn't mean I was gonna have a brown wedding because it's brown. I mean, you act like brown is a bad color. I mean, a good brown, not a doo-doo brown, but a nice regular brown is a good color.
It's just not a common
I
favorite
mean, I've
color
seen
by any
brown,
means.
white, and
It
pink.
looks good
weddings.
against people's skin when they wear the color, but it's not usually a favorite color. So, considering colors and other things, I just felt like, you know what? The courthouse is calling my name. And I'm going to go ahead and answer the phone. Make that appointment.
Yeah, so we decided to go ahead and go down to that good old courthouse.
And Judge Jones got it done for us.
We didn't want to do the traditional wedding, so we went ahead and went to the courthouse. I can remember, I think you have to go like at least 3 days beforehand or something like that to get the marriage license and everything. We were all excited about that.
We ended up getting married on a Friday, and let's just kind of walk you through how the day of us getting married went. So at that time, I was a big help to my mom with my siblings, getting them to school, picking them up, helping with homework, fed at night, things like that. So that morning, I woke up, got my brother ready for school, and dropped him off. While on my way to the courthouse, in my white button-down top and red vest and cute black skirt, I called into work and told them that I'm going to be a little late. Not that I wasn't coming in, but that I was just going to be late. Who does that? And so I meet Jeremy at the courthouse. How was your morning?
I was preparing to also go to work that day. But I was going to go ahead and get married at the courthouse first and then go on to work and get that money. And so I was excited and nervous at the same time.
Super nervous.
But I'm glad I really didn't have to worry about like all the other stuff that went with the wedding and all that. At that time, for me, that probably would have been a little bit overwhelming. Mm-hmm. So we decided to go on down there to see Judge Jones, and we didn't realize you had to have, 2 witnesses. My mom came with us, so that was one. And we were like, oh, we're supposed to have 2?
Yes, and so when I got there was actually 2 ladies that worked there that I knew. One was from the church that I grew up at. She fellowshiped with our church, and then the other lady that was there is one that worked with my mom. And I want you all to know that my mom was not aware that that was the day we decided to go to the courthouse to get married. So when I saw that coworker of hers, I was like, oh my goodness, I hope she doesn't mention anything, as if my mom wasn't going to find out eventually. But one of them ended up serving as our other witness so that we can go ahead and finalize everything that day. We did go in for a smooch, and it was very quick, simple, not too much thought into that thing. And so
yeah, we didn't want to do too much in front of my mama. That'd have been a little weird. Going all up in mama.
Yeah, but then the judge gonna tell us go on in there and get you a little bit more of that sugar, and I was just like, please stop.
Judge, we'll do that later when
He
my
said, mind
mom's
your
not
business
here.
and go ahead and sign that paperwork so we can get on up out of here. I got to get to work. And so we hugged, and I was like, I'll catch you later. Same to me. And I went on into work. I stayed, I want to say, until about 6 on my first job, and I decided to go and help out another center till about 8, maybe. How did your day go?
I went to work. I think I got off at 8. Back then, I used to have that late schedule, so I got off at 8, and it was like, okay, you ready to celebrate tonight? And I was like, I can get us, a nice place. She didn't want to go. I'm scared. Scared?
Strange, I know. So, if you've tuned into any of our short videos, you'll know that I like forensic files. And so I had watched a case where there was someone at a hotel room, and in the next room, that person had their gun and they happened to shoot it accidentally, and the bullet went through to the next room, and that person ended up being shot and killed accidentally. And so I allowed fear to grip my heart.
She was a babe in Christ,
Yeah, I hadn't quite got to that.
She didn't have that faith. Oh, ye of little faith.
Yeah, and I didn't know that the scriptures of fear that he hadn't given us that, and I didn't know how to apply or plead the blood at that point either. So, yeah, we stayed on at that house that night, and yeah.
Did your mom know where you were going? Did you tell her?
I do not recall telling my mom, but I'm sure something had to have happened, because with the curfew that my mom had and me not coming home that night, she had to have known something. I just do not remember how she ended up finding out.
If only we had a video of that.
Yeah, she was very upset with me, though, when we did talk. I was super excited that night to celebrate, and it was very emotional for me for a few reasons. I was glad that this man that I happened to stumble upon on a college campus and sing praises with is now my husband, and who God had for me from the get-go. So I was super excited about it, and it meant so much to me. So I was very emotional that night.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, she's crying. Whoa. It's a little, kind of threw me off guard.
That should have stroked his ego a little bit. He should have been like, yeah. I mean, I did.
I had never experienced that. The only time you're going to ever catch me crying is when the Lord moved upon me, or maybe the death of a family member. I don't really show a lot of emotions like that, so. And we didn't really grow up getting that kind of emotion, so to see it, I was like, whoa, you okay? I love you.
That sound convincing.
No, but it was, special. Now, we finally were married. After all the stuff we told you in the previous episodes we went through to finally be married, it was a blessing. So
Yes. So the next morning, we got up and got us some Whataburger breakfast. Yeah, I'll go ahead and get that bacon bob. Yes, hash browns, spicy ketchup. I'll take an orange juice. What was your order, Jeremy?
probably was the same. I used to tear those bacon bobs up. Well,
You know,
sausage bob.
Jeremy had
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
No whole egg. That round egg. It has to be scrambled eggs. And you got to put a little salt and pepper on there.
I'm so done. He was like that. And it just felt good to know that, like, where, when we were recording and the boundaries of, like, once, we had the opportunity to maybe, like, let's say, watch a movie or play a game or hang with family, we had to go our separate ways because we were not married, At this point, we were able to wake up together, we can eat together, we can come back and it's like, what do we do? Because I don't have to go back home now. We get to enjoy one another the full day. You get a chance to see, what shows I like and vice versa. So it was really, really exciting. And so the weekend passes us by. And
we want to go ahead and end it there. And we're going to kind of tell you how it was when we first moved in on episode 4 of Couples Couch. So we appreciate you all watching episode 3, The Ultimatum. We hope that you enjoyed the video and you will go ahead and subscribe, like, and put some comments in there to tell us what you thought of the video and maybe kind of share some of your experiences of when you got married. Ours was very unique, the courthouse experience, and here we go 15 years later.
yes.
So we definitely appreciate you all for tuning in and hope to see you on the next one.
Bye.
God bless you.